Hey, welcome everyone to the one and only Crash Course Radio here in the wonderful Studio 1039 Radios and with little old me. Welcome to all. Hey, if you've been following us, listening to us, supporting us, really appreciate it. All right, please continue to spread the word. All right, we have been on the air, I think, a better part of, I would say, close to a year and a half now. All right, and we will be here for most of this year. All right, thanks to the generosity and commitment of V&J Auto Body. All right, V&J Auto Body, the principal sponsor of this amazing show, Crash Course Radio. Thank you very much, Chandler and James Verone, for all your support and for backing us up in all our other endeavors. Hey, folks, this is a live show. So if you want to be part of the show, if you have something to add, something's on your mind, all right, if you're involved with an insurance company now and you want to pick my brain, make sure you're being treated the way you should be. Maybe your car's at a body shop or it got towed somewhere and you're not sure if you should stay there. Give me a call, 631-451-1039. 631-451-1039 brings you into a little studio here to talk to me. And you know the deal by now, right? Here's the rundown. Where you can find us, hear us, and see us. YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Spotify, and Anchor. And Instagram's a pretty cool thing for me. I'm kind of on that, a little past that learning curve. Well, I'm way past the learning curve, all right? When you hit 60, you're way past the learning curve. The learning curve's not even a curve. It's just kind of like a U-turn with this stuff. But seriously, though, Instagram is kind of a little niche thing there that I've become comfortable with. I like to generate some videos there, and you get to see little old me yapping about stuff. It's a good way to reach out to the folks real quick. All right, and my social media manager, Anthony, does a bang-up job on making sure that it's give you the personal touch there. All right, YouTube, we do have some activity on YouTube. Facebook is we have a very dynamic page there. Thanks again to the efforts of my social media man. All right, and Spotify, pretty cool stuff, right? That's podcasting. I mean, that seems to be the wave of the future. All right, and so check us out there, right? I mean, if you heard something on the show or something that you wanted to rehear again, either knowledge-wise or goofy-wise, all right, last week's show was great. We had a really good time last week. All right? We were talking about Long Island's long, illustrious history with racing. Right? I mean, I grew up around Islip Speedway. I lived in Brentwood, so we literally would ride our bicycles down there, and I loved it. I mean, I was so close I could hear the races every Saturday night. It was interesting to find out how little I knew. I knew about Islip Speedway and Riverhead. All right, but on the air here, we discovered that there were hundreds of racetracks at one point, and and they were involved in many different aspects of racing. Right, you had that one place I think out there we found West Hampton Beach or Bridgehampton, and they were racing Trans Ams. Right, how cool is that? So if you had a Trans Am, right, if you're my age. You're laughing right now, right? Hitting your head going, oh, the Trans Am with the big eagle on the hood. Boy, if you drove that thing, you were cool, right? And fast. All right. And then, of course, you had the Firebird, which was, I thought the Firebird was classy and sporty. I don't know. Maybe that's what they were after. I don't know. But both really cool cars, of their day and age, and if you had it, if you were driving it, you were cool. Hey, if you were a young guy, right? You were, it was the old chick magnet, all right? That was the big thing in the 70s, right? Get a car, head down to the beach, beep the horn, drive around, have the rock and roll BAB playing there or whatever you're doing. So it was fun times. It was a different day and age, all right? We still love our cars today, all right? And now we have SUVs, all right? There were trucks around, but believe me, folks, the trucks that we had around back then, pickups, all right, you weren't looking to take a date out in or go on a party, all right? Go on an adventure or anything like that. Right? These trucks were strictly built for working. And that was cool because we all had our cars, right? And if you were really into the cool cars, you had the sports cars where, and all the cars had character, right? I know I got people out there right now laughing. All these cars had character, folks. You know what I mean by that? Everything looked different. Everything was unique. The motor was different. The transmission, the body. I mean, and it was, today you go down the road, right? I mean, it can't just be me, right? I know I'm an old fart, but I'm driving down the road and I'm like, these cars all look the same. I mean, they have a different name emblem on there. Nissan, Chevy, Ford. But I'm sorry, but you look at them and it's like, okay, I'm not seeing a lot of creativity here. All right. And I guess how can you? Right. I mean, with all the molded materials and everything is stamped today, very little is handmade, and and obviously it's a different day and age, right? This is the 21st century now. It's all about save the planet, save gas, save this, save that, and so I guess it gets imparted to the cars, right? They just get more and more technical looking, right? And less about the the personality. Now, I'm sure most of us, would argue with that, right? I mean, myself, I drive an SUV, my Ford Explorer. I love it. I couldn't see myself in anything else, right? I think that for me, I think that's an extension of my personality. So I'm sure other people would say the same. But if you look at the cars from the 70s, right? We had the Chevelles, we had the Charger. Right? My friend had the Charger with the slicks on the back and the race and the trick wheels in the front, and we would go up to 231 and hang out, and ride up and down and try and impress the girls. And then, later on at night, head down to the end there by Babylon Village and, and try and race somebody for money or whatever somebody had to offer that night. And it was all in good fun. And, it was always so cool to check out everybody's car and who put headers on, or who put, track bars on, who put fancy wheels, and who had the Nitrox kit installed, and who had the Blah Punk radio, the Jensen speakers. Who remembers Jensen speakers, right? I remember when I installed my Jensen speakers and my Pioneer radio kit, and I had it in my 71 Gran Torino, prime black. I mean, I was 17, 18. I couldn't afford a paint job. So all we did was we did the body work and we primed it. It's hysterical. Black primer on a car, man. But I thought it was great. I had a 302 in there, 4-barrel, and I thought I was the man. But they were fun times, and so that's the kind of stuff that we like to deviate from once in a while. Right? I started off by talking about the show, all right, and how the show is a fun show, all right? And we're trying to do that more, all right? Like I said, we're expanding the format here, all right? We're not just concentrating on, what we're about. Crash Course Radio is, of course, about, giving you knowledge and information you need and can use and advice you can trust, right? On the areas of auto body, insurance, and that type of thing. And it's all important stuff, right? Because nobody ever was talking about this. I can assure you that, all right? It's not the most exciting topic fair, all right? But it is very important. It's very, very important, all right, that we take more of a personal interest in these things, all right? And I've highlighted that. I've highlighted the dichotomy that exists, right? You can grab anybody in the street that doesn't even know about a car and say, hey, you need a brake job, you need oil change, you need this, you need a light bulb. And right off the bat, they're probably going to go, oh, yeah, I take it to Uncle Louie's, or I go to Sam's down there. My old man's been having his cars fixed over here. But somebody gets in a car accident, right? You're at the shopping mall, whatever. You come out and this idiot backs into your car, and you're scratching your head going, oh, no. Now I got to get this fixed. It's a lease car. I don't know what to do. Or, I just bought the thing. I own it outright. I just paid it off, like what happened to me. All right? And there's always the story. You pay it off, and then in the following week, somebody decides to blast you in the intersection. But seriously, right? And you're standing, you're scratching your head. You're going, oh, man, I got to get this fixed. Where am I bringing my car? Right? And, it's a problem today, okay? It's a problem because why? Because the insurance companies, they want to be the information guy. They want to be the go-to guy. They want to be the source of info for that problem, which is you're not going to know where to go with your car. We do. Listen to us, and you're going to take your car over to here, and they're going to fix your car, all right? But we've discussed that, all right? And if you guys have been listening to me, you're the smartest people out there in this area, and you're not going to do that. All right, so we got about 45 seconds left. 631-451-1039 brings you into the studio. If you want to add to this program, please do. Like I said, last week we had a lot of fun. We talked about the racing history on the island. So if anybody's got anything to add to that today, please do. All right, and I just want to give a shout out there. 30 seconds, Dwayne, Mary, and John. Hang in there, guys. I didn't forget about you. All right, your free stuff's coming. This is the North Pole, and Santa Claus is in the house. I'll see you on the other side of the break.
All my friends know the low rider. The low rider is a little higher.
All right, welcome back, everyone, to the one and only Crash Course Radio, Long Island's first and only radio show dedicated to promoting and supporting the privately owned and operated auto body industry across the grapefruited plains of Long Island. That would be Nassau and Suffolk County. Hopefully in the near future, statewide. And of course, more significantly, we are educating the folks. All right? That's right. That's because I get behind this microphone every Tuesday afternoon. I get to speak to you folks out there. And we are giving you information and knowledge you need and can use and advice you can trust. All right? That's the mantra. If you've been listening, you know it by now. All right. And if you want to participate, 631-451-1039 takes you into the little studio here to talk to me. All right. Hey, you got to put your thinking caps on today. All right. Last week was a fun question. This is back to the grind, as I used to say in school. All right. Let's see if we can give away some more free stuff today. Does my insurance company have to pay the labor rate that my body shop charges? All right. Again, folks, these are things that I get it. You're not going to think about. It's not going to come up at the coffee table or when you're sitting around the backyard and you're sipping a couple of beers on the weekend. I get it, but there are things that you need to be aware of. I think more so today than ever before, because the walls are kind of closing in. All right, things are getting more and more. I see it on a daily basis. We have material sheets that we bill out. We try and get paid for by the insurance guys. All right, these things. I mean, I literally, no exaggeration. These things are literally going up every week. Okay, so if I'm looking for a tube of seam sealer that's $40, within 2 weeks that tube goes to like $41.90 or $42.50. Okay, so it's demonstrably there. All right, the inflation, all the other nonsense, supply deficiencies, whatever it is, put it all into one pot and brew it up. All right, but and that's why it's very important that you pay attention to these things because when and if, and I say when because according to the National Highway Transportation Safety Bureau, all of us will be involved in an accident eventually. Right, usually every 10 years. God forbid. Hopefully, it's not a serious one. All right, but then, like I said, then you end up being that guy on the corner scratching his head, like I said earlier. Oh, my God, I can't believe this. I got in an accident. Now what the heck am I going to do? Where am I going to go? Well, if you call your insurance company, they're going to be the first people that tell you where to go. All right, and unfortunately, the place they tell you where to go is not going to be a good place. All right, and we've explained that here before on the radio show. This is part of our mission here, right? Is making people understand their rights and expectations and options, all right, as it relates to your personal auto policy. And this is true, folks. An insurance contract, right, a contract of insurance between you and your company, it's a commodity. It's no different than you going down and buying bread or buying gold and silver or buying a service contract for your car or your washer dryer. Okay, there's certain things in that contract, when activated, all right, provide for the defined benefit, right, and expectations of each party that are on that contract. Right? And people, you should really look at that like that. You paid for that. Right? We all do. We pay a lot of money. Right? No joke. And we're paying more. All right. It's another thing I deal with at my body shop on a daily basis. People are always afraid about, I'm going to put a claim in. Oh, my God. My rates are going to go up. Folks, I got news for you. They're going up. They went up. Right? Insurance companies don't sit down and wait for things to change. As soon as the rates start to move, as soon as the economy starts to change, as soon as the financials start to change, the premiums go up, folks. And they don't come down. Right? Most things don't. Most liabilities don't. Right? So, getting back to the insurance contract and understanding, why it's important to know your options, all right, and your rights with respect to that policy, that contract, is because you're a party to that contract. Right? So you have expectations in there as well of the insurance company, and you should hold them to that. Right? And one of those expectations is that you're going to be able to freely choose where you want to have your car repaired. Now, they'll state that to you. All right, they'll send the forms out, and they all say, you have a right under, Reg 64, Section 216A, I think it is. I know it's 216. All right, you cannot be told where, blah, 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 blah. But here's the problem. They'll get to that at the very end. In the beginning, they'd use all the intimidation stuff. Well, if you don't go over there, it's going to take us, a long time to see your car. A lie. Okay? Can't take any longer than 6 days, as per New York State, excluding major holidays and weekends. All right, so it's very important. Okay, and this question here today: does my insurance company have to pay the labor rate that my body shop charges? How many of you out there know that? Do you know if they do? And if they don't, where do you end up? Right? And the reason why I think this question is very interesting, all right, 631-451-1039, if we have somebody that's got their thinking cap on, all right, does your insurance company have to honor the labor rate that your body shop is charging? All right, 631-451-1039, get some nice free stuff, and also let us know what you're thinking about out there. All right, and the reason why this is a very significant question, folks, is I deal with this on a weekly basis, right? I told you I'm not just a talking head here. I didn't decide to put a radio show on because I wanted to hear myself talk. No, I work in the industry, all right? And I was also an insurance professional, so I understand this from both sides of the aisle here, so to speak. And people come in, and they'll, and their expectation is, oh, my car's going to get fixed, and and I got a deductible, and hey, maybe make that disappear, and all this other stuff. It's not as simple as that, all right? And the labor rate thing, okay, is a very significant component of that, all right? And why it's important to you as the consumer, because if your insurance company says, hey, I'm going to pay this, and they want to pay that, all right, and there's an impasse, where's that going to leave you, right? If you end up at the wrong place, it could end up with you handing out a lot more cash, all right, of your hard-earned money to get your car fixed. Maybe more money than you should be. Maybe you shouldn't be adding any money to that. All right. So, in retrospect, what the insurance company wants to do is, right, you call the claim in, and right away, who's the first one on the phone? Insurance company, right? Oh yeah, Mr. Smith, take your car down here, and Tricky Dick's Auto Body, boy, that he's the bomb. He's going to do everything for you. Not really. All right. And as I explained to you, if things go sideways, all right, things go south for any reason, whether it's a customer service issue, whether it's a paint issue, a part performance issue, maybe the repair itself. All right. How anxious, how excited is that guy going to be to stand in your shoes and go to bat for you? Not too much, folks. Let's be honest. All right. Remember I told you about the mirror? You got to take that mirror out in the house and look at it good and hard some days. And you got to really ask yourself, if I go over there and I let that guy fix my car, the guy that don't even care about me, he didn't try and solicit me, I didn't hear anything about him. I never saw him advertising. He wasn't on Collision Services Network. All right. I didn't see him anywhere, but the insurance company says he agreed to do work for them. All right. I don't know. Maybe you'll get a guy that's, he got principles and he's going to turn around and he's going to stand up for his customers. But more than most likely, folks, if things get sticky, things get hairy, all right, it's probably they're not going to be your best advocate. All right. Now, I can tell you from experience that we have seen this. All right. We have seen this firsthand in my shop. I have taken cars from customers, okay, I've taken cars in from customers that unfortunately, okay, listen to the insurance company, and they had their car repaired by an insurance company-sponsored shop, or what's called a direct repair program, and they had a very unsatisfactory outcome. Some of them, a few of them, tried to handle it with that shop, didn't really get the result they were looking for, and then a handful of them just said, you know what, I don't trust that guy, I'm going to go to somebody else. I'm going to go to an independent shop. Now, unfortunately, ironically, if they were listening to Crash Course Radio like you folks do, they would never been in that predicament, because it's easy for me to help from a proactive stance than a reactive, right? I think we all agree on that. It's always better to be proactive than reactive. So when you come to me after the fact, yeah, I'm going to help you, but now I'm reacting to somebody else's issue, right? Not a good position to ever really be in. All right, but we did, all right, and we did a bang-up job, and in 3 out of those 4 cases, we were able to recover all of the money that the insurance company paid the other guy, and then our own money for what we felt we needed in addition to get their car repaired back to a pre-loss condition. So the moral of the story is keep listening to Crash Course Radio and always go to CollisionServiceNetwork.com. All right. And I hear that music. Hey, stay tuned with the music, because we're going to be making a change. We're going to be adding something, another lick. I think it's going to kind of be a little more pumped up. All right, some cool stuff. Anyway, I will see you all on the other side of the break. For over 35 years, the Cacciatore family has provided state-of-the-art auto collision repairs. V&J Auto Body is not only certified to repair all makes and models, V&J is one of the few auto body repair shops certified by Tesla to repair and recalibrate their own automobiles, as well as other electric and hybrid vehicles. Detailed repairs combined with award-winning concierge service makes V&J the only choice for your collision repair needs. V&J will pick up your automobile wherever on Long Island you are, provide you with a rental, and deliver your vehicle when the job is complete. Too good to be true? Visit VJAutobody.com. That's VJAutobody.com. Come over and meet the crew. VJ Auto Body's 2 state-of-the-art facilities are equipped with the latest technologies in auto repair. Let V&J communicate with your insurance company for you and deliver back to you a detailed, perfectly repaired vehicle. Contact V&J Auto Body by visiting VJAutobody.com or call 631-226-0070. That's 631-226-0070. All right, welcome back, everyone, to the craziest, funniest, fun time hour on Long Island. It's Crash Course Radio with your host, me, Peter Crouch, the one and only. Hey, and we are the real, true voice of the Long Island auto body industry. Don't let anybody fool you otherwise, and that's because every Tuesday afternoon, it's little old me behind this mic, getting to talk to the folks out there. All right, and getting to inform everybody and educate people as to matters that affect all of us, our family, our friends, eventually, unfortunately, because that's reality. And that's what happens when you drive cars in a metropolitan congested area. All right, and that, of course, is getting to know more about our insurance products, the auto body and collision industry, and a little bit on the personal injury and auto broker. Auto insurance brokers as well, right? We provide all that at CollisionServiceNetwork.com. CollisionServiceNetwork.com. I am the owner and originator, right, founder of the first and only, right, webpage company dedicated to you, right? And we're dedicated to the privately owned and operated auto body industry, but we're dedicated to the consumer, right? Because we're providing you with a network of amazing, auto body and collision partners there, right? Body shops that are going to fix your car the way you want it. Right? They're going to stand in your shoes. They're going to represent your interests, not the interests of the insurance companies. All right, and they are customer warriors. All right, and they are going to make sure that your car gets fixed consistently according to industry standards. Right, not according to some insurance company guideline that they feel how the car should be fixed. Big difference, folks. Right, I've spoken about that at length here on the show. All right, throughout our time on the air, right, and I can't emphasize it enough. There is a very big difference today about where your car gets fixed, right? And one of the reactions to COVID was economically, anyway, right? There was a lot of things that happened because of COVID. All right, we came out of there, changed drastically, and one of those industries that were impacted dramatically, all right, was the car buying industry. Right, leasing is almost dead. Right, regardless. I mean, I know you hear a couple people, I still lease cars. All right, I get it. All right, I'm not saying that they just shut the books on it, but leasing was a mainstream activity, right? Everybody leased. Even people that shouldn't be leasing leased, right? Because it was cool. You didn't own it. You didn't have to worry about it. You didn't have to be responsible. I just give it back. I get another car, blah, blah, blah. The reality is leasing is actually not a very financially secure approach to car and truck ownership. Right? It's just not, folks. You're sinking a lot of money in up front. I know some people are like, well, I don't put any money down. I just walk away. All right. If you're walking away, you got a payment plan that represents that. All right. And the bottom line is if you wipe that car out, you got nothing. Nothing. There's no asset there. There's no residual there. All right. You can't use it as collateral. You can't sell it. All right. You can't use it as a trade-in. All right, and you're stuck with nothing, right? And that's what happened with COVID. All right, I saw it on the body shop side. All these people that were leasing, all of a sudden they were like, oh my God, I got to turn my car in. I'm not working. I have no money. Okay, turn your car in. Now you got no car. Okay, so I think a reaction to that was people said, well, wait a minute. I'm not going to have that happen to me again, right? So we saw the used car market explode. It exploded, right? And of course, conversely, what exploded with that was price, right? And that was probably more to do with the interest rates and everything else, blah, blah, blah. That's another show. But anyway, the point here is that a lot of us now own our cars again, all right? And that's so cool. I think it's cool. I think it's great, all right? Because a car, after all, it's one of the most significant parts of our lives, all right? I mean, let's face it, we can't do anything here on Long Island without a car. I know they got the buses that run around. I mean, let's face it, folks. I mean, you want to get on a bus or a train, you want to Uber? Let's Uber. That's cool. Yeah, you're going to go broke. I Uber from Sayville to Lindenhurst a couple of times. $40, $35 with the tip. You know, try that twice a day, 5 days a week. I mean, give me a break. So, most of us, the reaction to that was we own cars. And as a result of owning cars, we now have what? A vested interest in the car, right? Now we're looking at the car like we look at it in the 70s, like I started the show. I started the program talking about the 1970s and the early 80s, right? My time, right? Everybody owned their car. I don't even know. People don't even know what the word lease meant, probably. Right? I think they just meant leasing was, you open up, you take out a lease on a building, right? On a room. Are you leasing? Nobody knew about cars. You bought cars. You either bought them in cash or you took out a loan. So that's how I grew up. That's the age that I came through. And I think it's so cool to see that happening again. That the majority of us are buying our cars, right? Whether we're buying used cars or we're buying new cars, doesn't matter. All right, the end result is still the same. All right, we made an investment. That's a personal investment, folks. You now have an asset. Listen, is it a depreciating asset? Absolutely. But no matter the depreciated value of that car, the total depreciated value of that car will still intrinsically be worth more to you than if you had nothing, right? Because your car is what? Car is a personal thing. For a lot of us, it's an extension of who we are. I just got done, when I started the program, I talked about me with my SUV, with my Explorer. I love the Explorer, my 16 Sport Explorer. Love it. Can't see myself driving anything else. Right? My wife drives an Acura RDX, something like that. So we all choose cars. Why? The way it looks, the way it feels, but also because of the way it makes us feel. It's an extension of who we are. So it's great that we own it. And what does that mean, right? When you're invested in something, when you put money into something, when you own something, well, guess what? When it comes time to take care of it, now you're going to be looking at it with a little more of a critical eye, all right? And that goes full circle to the auto body and collision industry, folks. That's why if, God forbid, you get in an accident, all right, you need to be going to collisionservicenetwork.com or calling us at 631-452-2569, all right, and let us get in between you and the insurance guys. Okay, but if for some reason you didn't do that or you couldn't do it and you contacted them first, please remember you must tell them no. When they start pitching their malarkey about, we got body shops everywhere. Yeah, I'm good. I'm gonna pick my own place. I'm gonna pick a guy that I know that's gonna fix my car my way, and not looking for any shortcuts in time and money. Because after all, you now own that car, right? So, for instance, you come to my shop. Okay, and we are a Collision Service Network shop, of course, B&J Auto Body, right? But you go to any of our network shops. I can make this promise. You go to any of our network body shops, okay? And if there's an issue between replace or repair, I can guarantee you that shop, those individuals, they're going to stand up for you, all right? They're going to fight the fight that's worth fighting, all right? And if I feel that the quality of repair, all right, the better outcome for you, all right, my customer, the consumer, will be to replace that part rather than repair. I'm getting that part. I don't care. Come hell or high water. They're paying me for that part. All right? And that's the difference, folks. Okay? The other guys, they're going to be like, I guess, whatever. We can fix it. Great. What does that mean? Oh, we're going to fix it. Okay. A year from now, what they're not telling you, though, is the fixing that they did, not going to look too good. Again, when you were leasing, you didn't care. I lease it. I don't care. Just patch it up just so I can, fake the guy out at the lease return place. Ha ha. That ain't happening no more. So now that we've made a decision, there's a paradigm shift in how we look at our cars and our trucks, and we own them. We need to also own. Okay, that's a fancy phrase, that 90s phrase, like empowerment and everything. We need to own. But I guess it applies. You need to own the concept of what's going on here. Who's fixing my car, right? I know I always knew mechanically. I'm sure you guys all did too. You always had that guy that you just trusted, right? Either your family knew him for years, or you had a great experience. Maybe he did something for you on the cuff, whatever. But you trust the guy. It's got to be that way for auto body, folks. Just look around in Long Island, all right? You don't got to believe me. There are body shops everywhere. Okay, and that's a problem in and of itself because it drives down wages, which is why we don't support or believe in, and why we condone the direct repair programs, and the insurance company sponsored shops, because they are a default monopoly. Make no mistake about it, folks. All right, they imply a reduction in wages, service, and we believe also quality in some instances. All right, so we got about 43 seconds left. When we come back, the final segment, we're going to have a little rundown, a little shout-out time, all right? And then probably wrap it up with talking a little bit more about the old days at the cars, all right? Then if anybody's got some, I'd like to hear from somebody, right? If you drove something special that was personal to you in the 70s or early 80s, I want to hear about it. 631-451-1039. I'll see you in 15.
Is a little higher.
All right, welcome back, everyone, to the final segment of Crash Course Radio with your host, of course, Peter Crouch. All right, and the one and only Crash Course Radio, all right, serving the privately owned and operated auto body industry across Long Island. All right, what do we mean by that? Well, we're supporting the guys that want to support you. All right, the guys that don't want to have any formal relationships with the other side, of course, is the insurance guys. Hey, folks, I love doing this. I love getting behind this mic. We're frustrating the heck out of the insurance guys with one arm tied behind my back. It is just raw talent, I tell you. Sometimes I even amaze myself. 631-451-1039. Folks, again, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Spotify, and Anchor. You can find us there. Also, we also are replaying the show now, thanks to the generosity of 1039. The station is replaying the show that you hear here on Tuesdays on Sunday afternoons. All right, so if you're driving around on Sunday and you got nothing to do and you got 1039 on, you can now find us there. Again, that'll be a recorded show from today. All right, so if you hear my voice or you hear Crash Course Radio, that's not a live show. That's what we're on today. All right, so that's pretty cool. All right, another way we can reach the folks. All right, and keep people in the loop. All right, let's go. Let's go with a shout out. We got 8 minutes and 38 seconds. Let's give a shout out, Jerry. Jerry out in Southampton. Jerry, hello. Hope you're listening today. Jerry's our man for V&J Auto Body. All right, we have a satellite office out there. Folks, if you drive a Tesla, all right, or any high-end vehicle, you're driving a Mercedes-Benz, a Tesla, any other type of electric car, you need to stop by, say hello to Jerry. All right, get familiar with us out there. 60 Windmill Lane. All right, and I believe that's off of, actually, I don't know if it's off of Nugent. I think it's off Nugent Street. I used to work that area. All right, so check him out there. Jerry, hello. I want to give a shout out to the guys over at High End Collision. High End Collision, hello. Hope you're listening today, Sean and Brian. All right, great guys. All right, great body shop, folks. Quintessential family-operated business for many, many years. I know Brian for decades. All right, he is a man of the people. Right, Brian? Seriously, though, folks, all right, he is a customer warrior. All right, he is the guy. That's the shop you want to be at. All right, if you're in the East Islip area and you need that kind of work, you need to go see High End Collision. All right, and those boys are going to take care of you over there. They are in East Islip on Carlton Avenue. All right, so hello those guys. Extreme Auto Body, Jerry. I think Gary also. Hopefully, Gary is still holding down the fort there. Gary and Jerry, folks, if you are in Massapequa, right, you're in Eastern Nassau, Merrick Avenue, Merrick Boulevard, you need to be going to Extreme Auto Body. All right, another quintessential family body shop. All right, you get the theme here, folks. All right, big isn't always better. All right, I know that's a joke, and we're not going to get in. That's another topic, subject matter. But seriously, folks, so big isn't always better. All right, and these guys, these are your moderate-sized shops. They deliver that personal touch. Right, make you feel like family when you walk in there. They're going to look out for you, and what's more significant, they have the equipment, the technicians, the knowledge. All right, and the processes, all right, to make sure your car gets fixed the right way, all right, and to help you through the claim. I can't emphasize that enough. All right, filing an insurance claim is not an easy thing. It's a complicated matter. If you've never done it before, it can be daunting and somewhat intimidating. All right, so please go to one of these guys. If you're in those areas, let them help you. All right, they're going to walk the walk with you. All right, they're not just going to simply take your name, your information, have a nice day, and we'll see you when you come pick up your car. That ain't going to happen there. It's going to happen at an insurance company shop. It ain't going to happen at a Collision Service Network shop. All right, CollisionServiceNetwork.com. Always looking out for the folks. All right, we're always setting people up with the right thing. And also, very important, all right, we had Greg Hill from Value Adjust here a couple weeks ago. Greg's always been on. He's been on the show. He's a great guest, always filled with a lot of knowledge. Tipped us off about the what's called residual value in a lease. I didn't even know about that. Again, right? Old fart like me, been in this industry 30-something years, and I learned something new. So if you are one of the holdouts, he's still leasing, all right, and you're getting a total loss, all right, and you have a lease, you probably should be looking into looking up Value Adjust, all right, and getting a hold of Greg Hill, all right. There could be some residual, apparently there's some residual value in there that could be due to you as the leasee, all right. It's a little complicated, but Greg's an expert, all right, and that's Greg Hill of Value Adjust, all right. Now you can go with valueadjust.com. Let me just see here. Greg at valueadjust.com. All right, so go there, check them out. Put them in your Rolodex, put them in your phone, Rolodex. There's my age again. Put them in your phone and anywhere else you got to put them today in the 21st century. All right, so nobody wanted to take a shot at the question. All right, I get it. All right, maybe it's a little intimidating. All right, does your insurance company have to pay the labor rate that my body shop charges? I'm not gonna answer it because I'm a diehard. We're gonna get somebody to take a crack at it next week. All right, I want an answer. We got the smartest listeners out there. At any rate, folks, we got 4 minutes here. Real important. Just had an issue this morning. I want to share with everybody. Real life issue, deductible. All right, now I've dedicated some programs to this. All right, but let me just hit this out of the park real fast and hard. Deductible, folks, that's your responsibility. That's the money you told the insurance guys you had no problem paying when you wrapped your car up. Okay? That's the beginning and the end. Now, setting that aside, is there a possibility of a discount on that deductible? Absolutely. If you go to an insurance company-sponsored shop, auto body shop, is that on the table? No. Not even on the table, folks. The minute you walk in the door and you sign the paperwork, you're paying that deductible. There'll be no offsets, no deductibles. No discounts. All right? So let that sink in. Now, you go to a Collision Service Network shop, that's on the table. Now, folks, I'm not saying it's going to happen. Okay? But it's on the table. Okay? It's an option. All right? Now, that option, all right, is tied to many, many different things. Okay? I like to say deductible issue, the deductible problem equals repair cost divided by what's given and allowed and what's actually needed. I just made that up off the top of my head. Anyway, that's kind of the way I look at the deductible problem. All right? So you get a deductible, right? And I know, folks, listen, I get it. All right? We tell the insurance companies, blah, blah, blah. You know, most of us don't even intend on paying that. All right? And I get it. All right, it's not the money we have laying around. Things are tight and stuff, and that's no problem. But understand, high deductibles save you a little bit of money on your premium and can cost you a lot of money on your collision claim. All right, everybody hear that? High deductibles save you a little bit of money on your premium, can cost you lots of money on your collision, your auto body. All right, and God forbid you have a comp loss. All right, we have scratches or vandalism. Folks, if you have comprehensive coverage on your car, I'm going to tell you something right now. You should never, ever have a deductible higher than $500 on that. Never. Okay? Simply irresponsible. Okay? You're really hanging yourself out to dry on that. All right? It's comprehensive. Not talking about collision, I'm talking about comp. All right? Tree falling on the car, somebody vandalizes your car, steals something, wheels go missing. All right? You don't want to get caught holding a bag there. All right? And you also want to make sure the insurance company is going to pay something. You have a minimal claim, you're going to end up paying everything, or maybe you won't even make it, right? So look into those deductibles, folks. Remember, I always like to say, shop your insurance. Okay, that's what that's about. Every 6 months, let's take a look at our insurance. All right, let's take a look at our policy. Let's take a look at what we're paying for, what we have. Do we have enough of what we need? Do we have too much? Have things changed? All right, these folks that sell this, that do this for a living, folks, they're not going to reach out to you. Don't rely on them. Rely on yourself. All right. Be careful with deductibles. Remember, high deductibles, right, save you a little bit of money in premium, cost you a lot on your claim. All right. Forget what the broker tells you and the agent. Oh yeah, the body shop will help you out. Don't rely on that. It's a faulty premise. Okay. But remember this: a Collision Services Network shop will have that on the table as an option. All right, either as a discount or as a set aside. All right, not an option if you go to an insurance company body shop. All right. So I got a minute and 15 seconds here. I want to end the program by just going back in time again, talking about the where we started at the beginning of the program with the old cars. So I told you I was driving a 71 Gran Torino. Woo! I thought I was it, man. And then I blew that thing up, racing a guy on Union Boulevard in Bayshore. blew the tranny up. This guy had a Charger or something. Then I was into, I had a 74 Box Nova with the fancy fuzzy dice and the carpet on the dashboard. Traction bars in the back. I had the headers with the Hurst shifter kit in there. You feeling it out there? Huh? Anybody out there from my gig there, 70s, early 80s? You feeling it? Remember that? And I blew that up on Southern State. And I was racing a guy in a Mustang. Good times, though. Good cars, great cars. Like I said, it was an extension of who we were. And we loved it. All right, folks. I hope everybody learned a little something here today. All right. And had a little fun as well. All right. Dwayne, Mary, and John, hang in there. Your freebies are on their way. Everybody enjoy the rest of the week. Drive safe. We'll see you next week.
Yeah.